Oh, fucking hell. Good afternoon. Firstly, I would like to say a massive thank you to each and every one of you for coming today to celebrate this very special day. I'm sure you will all agree when I say how beautiful Bob looks today.
Yes. Yeah.
I am so proud of the woman you have become. From catching you in Barton Fields on that Friday night to our messy music gigs and everything in between. You have brought me so many memories and giggles over the years. You are now starting a new chapter in your life. And I just want to say a big thank you to Matt for making my daughter so happy. And also, adding Roscoe to our grandson. Oi, oi. You will be pleased to know I'm not a public speaker. So this is the end of the speech. So please be all upstanding and raise your glass to Bob and Matt. Bob and Matt. Well, you've got to get up as well. Okay. Bob and Matt. Thank you, Boydie.
That's for Matt's speech.
All right.
Yeah, get on, Dad.
Hey.
Very good, I'm
Thank you.
impressed.
Good leg over there doing something, good eye. Did you cry?
Yeah, I cried.
Oh.
I cried then. Yeah, so did I. Started. Yeah. Yeah.
Beat that then.
I've got it. Right. She's here. Hello, everyone. Now, I know this is a little unusual, the maid of honour making a speech, but we do like to do things a bit differently sometimes. In a minute, you're going to hear from Dave, which will predominantly be about Matt, as it should be from the best man. But on this wonderful day, I wanted a little time to talk about and celebrate our Grace. Now, before I start, it's important to know that Grace is not a fan of speeches. So, when I said I'd love to say a few words at your wedding, I was fully expecting a flat out, absolutely not. Instead, she said, yeah, okay, if you want to do a speech, you can do a speech. Which sounds supportive until you realise that's Grace speak for, this better be good. That's when reality hit. I'd have to stand up in a room full of people, try not to speak at 1,000 miles an hour, and hope my words don't all come out in the wrong order. So please bear with me. I'm no public speaker, just a girl with a few words to share with you, all from my heart and slightly sweaty palms. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Liv, the very proud maid of honour, the third wheel in this relationship, and now marriage, and an even prouder best friend of this beautiful bride. I've known Grace for nearly 20 years. We bonded over our mutual love of tequila shots, cider, and live music, and the rest became history. From this very first moment that we met, I knew she was something special. Now, Grace is extremely daft. It didn't take long for me to realise that, especially after discovering very quickly that she didn't know the difference between a consonant and a continent. More recently, her thinking that Prime Minister was one word. Yes, she thought it was Prime Minister. But nonetheless, she's very special. I could tell you many stories about our adventures together, but some of the best stories are left untold. And to be fair, we'd probably be here for quite a while if I did. But one of my favourites, though, is just from a few summers ago. After a barbecue and a few drinks at Gem and John's, we got a taxi home.
She's Christian already.
And the first stop was my house. As we arrived at mine, Grace attempted what can only be described as a very elegant goodbye, before realising she had absolutely no idea how to remove her seatbelt. Now, as the passenger princess that she is, we all know Grace has no idea how to drive. But remove a seatbelt? This couldn't be that hard, could it? Well, what followed was a surprisingly long and very complex escape attempt where she refused any help from me or Matt. Being the strong and determined woman that Grace is, knew that she'd be able to master the seatbelt. Once she finally freed herself, she stepped out of the taxi with confidence and full of pride, and immediately fell face first into a bush. Leaving behind a perfectly shaped Grace imprint. And I'm not joking when I say that bush stayed in Grace form for weeks. Honestly, it became a local landmark and brought me joy every single time I walked past it. But as hilarious as those moments are, my favourite ones with Grace are actually the quiet everyday ones. The spontaneous cuppers on the sofa after work, the daily check-in text that just says, "Hello dear, how are you today?" And the hours spent walking miles of beach hunting for sea glass, which you've all lovely got on your tables. Those small moments mean everything to me, and they'll always be my favourites. Grace has always been the one who brings people together. She goes above and beyond for everyone, never expecting anything in return. She's the heart of every room she walks into. She's fiercely loyal, incredibly protective, and she will absolutely stand up for what she believes is right, even if the rest of the room disagrees, and she is widely outnumbered. Whew. She has stood up for me and supported me on so many occasions. She has been my voice when I haven't been able to find my own, and I will never be able to put into words how much that means to me. But Grace, thank you. I've had the honour of seeing her through everything, the drunken nights out, the what am I doing with my life conversations, and the questionable few dates before she met Matt. And nothing has ever made her glow quite like Matt does. The way they look at each other, support each other, and laugh together, it's everything. Matt isn't just Grace's now husband. Whew. He calls me his sister, and we have our own unbreakable bond. I remember the morning after their first date sending that standard text, "So, ... how did it go?" I was used to Grace replying with something like, "Nah, won't be seeing him again." But this time it was, "Yeah, I think it went really well. Hopefully we'll see each other again." I knew immediately that this one was different. That next date came pretty quickly. Matt picked up Grace from my house, and obviously I had a little peek out the window. He got out of the car to open the door, and I thought, "Oh, yeah, he's a keeper." Even if that was the first and last time he opened the car door, he definitely knew I was curtain switching. He is still a keeper. A few days later, Grace plucked up the courage to introduce Matt to her very wild back then best friend, and we bonded over food and music, and I knew we'd get on just fine. I knew Matt was a good man, but there was one specific day, without going into too much detail, that became the most traumatic day of my life. Knowing that I needed to get to Grace as she was my safe space, I walked through the doors of Grace and Matt's house and completely broke down and fell to the floor. Matt wrapped his arms around me, scooped me up and held me tight until I could stand, supporting me more than he will ever know, and he's continued to do that ever since. That's when I knew he wasn't just a good man, he was the best man for my best friend. Whew. That bit's done. And of course, I can't do this speech without mentioning Roscoe, who's officially become my little mate. Whether it's our jokes, our chats, our trying on new clothes squat test, if you know, you know, he's stolen a big place in my heart. And honestly, watching Grace with him says everything you need to know about the kind of person she is. Today isn't just about two people joining their lives, but a family growing together. Their home is my safe space, and as long as I have them all in my life, I know I am safe, I am loved, and I'm very well fed. Grace and Matt aren't just friends, they're family. Their family is my family. And if we hadn't had that chance meeting in the Hole in the Wall nearly 20 years ago, that's a pub, by the way, for anybody who's not looking at it, I wouldn't be standing here today, the proudest best friend in the world. Grace and Matt's love is special. It's the kind of love you don't just stumble upon. You build it together, brick by brick, occasionally arguing over where the bricks go, but building it anyway. Grace, you deserve the world, and I know you found it in Matt. And Matt, thank you for loving her exactly the way she deserves to be loved. I hope you enjoy growing old with her as much as I've enjoyed growing up with her. So, let's raise our glasses to third wheeling, friendship, family and forever, to the kind of love that makes you better every single day. To Grace and Matt, may your life be full of laughter, your home full of happiness, and your hearts forever full of each other. Grace and Matt. Thank you. Is that all right?
Evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming today. We both appreciate the effort you've all made to be here for us today. Some of you have travelled a great distance to be here with us, which means a lot. Liverpool, Scotland, Sheffield, etc., etc. Firstly, I'd like to say how amazing the bridesmaids and ushers look today. each of you has played a massive part in both our lives. And not only are some of you officially my family, Soph, you are also our friends. I want to say a massive thank you to those of you who have organised the most amazing surprises for Grace, especially Grace's dream wedding day shoes. They truly are beautiful. Could you all raise a glass for the beautiful bridesmaids and ushers, please? Now, on to my mum and dad. Mum, I haven't always been the easiest son to deal with. Some would say a twat. Others would say... But I know you've given everything to support me in every way you can, so thank you. You taught me how to cook and look after myself. I wouldn't be half the man I am today without you watching over me. You have put me on the right path being a Liverpool fan, and they are some of my favourite memories of us shouting at the TV together. Grace still cannot believe how much you swear watching football. You always did right by me, even when I argued it, so thank you. Dad, you took me on your own as your own at a young age. I'm sorry I never turned out to be the rugby player you wanted, even though I found love for the game at an older age. The only time Mum ever shuts up is when Ireland are on the TV. Unfortunately, she must put up with Dad being a grumpy sod, because every single time Ireland lose at the Rugby World Cup. Dad, you taught me important things in life, such as never tell a woman how much you earn. And drinking comes with experience. To this day, I'm still jealous of how well you handle a hangover. Your drunken catchphrases are still said amongst my friends to this day. Night, girls, be good. Please raise a glass for Mum and Dad, Karen and Rob. No, not yet, not that. Now, on to my wonderful in-laws. To say we met in typical fashion would be an understatement. The first night we met involved alcohol and chatting away in the garden after Jax had spent all day covered in oil tanning in the sun. It's never been in doubt how much Grace loves you guys, and it's not hard to see why. You are both amazing parents and grandparents, not only to Isla but to Roscoe. And I want to say a personal thank you for treating Roscoe like one of your own. He adores you both just as I do. We've already shared so many great memories as a family, and I can't wait to share many more with you both. Many people who have spent some time with Rog have said how lucky I am to have him as a father-in-law, and knowing you like I do now, that couldn't be more true. Jackie, you are the life and soul of the pie. You make everyone's happiness the most important part of your day, which says a lot about you and how much you care about everyone. So thank you. Now we have got some gifts for both the mothers. Where are they? Question?
They'll come out. Carry
We'll
on.
get them later. That's fine. So. Right, Roscoe. Okay. I want to take this opportunity. Oh, presents. Wait a minute. Yeah. Same. Mum. Roscoe, I want to take this opportunity to say how proud I am of you. My prince, you are the best son in the world. I honestly don't know where you get your kindness and sweet manner from, but I do know where you get your love of football from. It's safe to say you've never had any other choice other than to support Liverpool, and despite us drawing with Burnley 1-1 today, we're still fucking above the United scumbags. It's not been a great season so far for Liverpool, but thankfully on the pitch for Whipton, you have been amazing. And given everything for your team, there is no question that Roscoe is the best tackler in the top division in Exeter. So well done, mate. You have one team in the country, as you know, but Roscoe, you do have a second team in Scotland, the Mighty Rangers. Jamie has a special present for you. Jamie's got a special present for you later on, okay? So well done. Thank you, Roscoe. Can you all raise a glass for Roscoe? It's all right, mate. It's all right. Grace. Now on to the reason we're all here, my penguin. I think we can all agree how beautiful my beautiful wife looks today.
Wow.
I've always tried to drum into Grace how beautiful she is, but today she's really taken it to another level. I'm in absolute awe of how amazing you look. I do often have to pinch myself to remind me how I ended up marrying the most beautiful girl in you. Often my mates tell me as well. I knew I wanted to marry Grace about 30 minutes after meeting her. Our first date, we went to Dawlish Amusements, and ironically, considering Grace is absolutely clueless when it comes to driving, she managed to beat me at a rally game.
You finally admitted it. You finally admitted it.
This is something Grace reminds me of most weeks. Those of you closest to us know I have a number of nicknames for Grace, the most common being Penguin, Cudge, and the other one being Numpty. This is because Grace has the ability to make everyone smile in a room just by her presence, sometimes the occasional daft sentence. But that only makes me love you even more. Not only have I married the woman of my dreams today, but I've also married the one person who truly makes me happy every day. I will never be able to put into words just how much Grace has supported me, even when she hasn't realised she is doing so. Just her smile and the way she approaches life is a joy to be around. Things haven't been the easiest over the last few years, but Grace has made sure me and Roscoe have always got a smile on our face. It's impossible for us to love you any more than we do. I know how lucky I am to have Grace, and she is nothing short of the best wife in the world. I've never doubted for 1 second that we'd get married, mainly down to the fact that Grace has been asking me since maybe date 5 or 6. The odd hint of engagement ring style may have been sent to me once or 50,000 times. This only cemented how much I know you truly love me, which is truly the best feeling in the world. You are the reason for everything I do, and I promise you here in front of all of our beloved, that I will never stop trying to make you happy, nor will I ever give up on supporting you to be the best version of you. I loved you the day we met, and I'll always love you to the end. Could you please be upstanding and do your shot for my beautiful wife, Grace?
I can't take it up. Cheers, everyone.
Now. Nearly done. Nearly. Now. Last bit.
Teacher Sophie came out.
Now, on to Dave. Now, before I let Dave ruin me in a few words, Dave, you're the best friend any bloke could wish for. I've known Dave since we were 11 years old. Our bond grew stronger over a mutual love of a science teacher called Mr. Alsadoon. We still do the impression of him acting out Thunderbirds to this day. Dave, if you would. Thank you. You've always been there for me when it's needed, so thanks, mate. The stag do you organised was incredible. It's safe to say I don't need a repeat of that, or to see Ray and his bastard nephew ever again. To my ushers, you've all scrubbed up amazingly. Thank you for being a massive part of our day. Also, a big thank you to all friends of me and Grace for being there for us. Thank you. On to Dave. Okay?
Right. Hello everyone, I'm David, Matt's best man. For those who do know me, I apologise. And for those who don't, please ignore any rumours that you may have heard, like me being called Naked Dave, Fit Dave, or that I'm from Bangladesh, or that I have a 12-inch penis. None of which are true. Anyway, moving on. Matt and I first met back in Year 7 at Queen Elizabeth Secondary School. We became friends after discovering that our families somehow knew each other 250 miles away in Liverpool. Yee! Which proves just two things. The world is very small, and Matt had no friends. So I took him under my wing. Over the years, that friendship turned into a properly brotherly bond. We grew up together and somehow survived countless nights out where it genuinely looked unlikely we'd make it home or remember how we got there. There are far too many horrendous stories to tell, and most of them completely inappropriate for today. So I'll say a few words that I know will unlock Matt's memories of those nights, and probably trauma for others around the room. So Matt, if you remember any of these, please give us a nod. Waking up wearing someone else's jeans. Me nearly dying. Okay. X in the City.
Fucking hell, yes.
The Grappler.
Yes.
Going AWOL, Bristol in particular.
Yes.
and dragging a mattress out of a hotel room in Ibiza.
Yes.
Now, I should apologise to some of the lads at the back because they wanted me to mention another holiday, but thankfully I wasn't present, so what happens in Malia stays in Malia. Matt has always been very confident in his abilities, possibly too confident. He's always seen himself as a bit of a hard man, and by looking at him, you might think he's a bit of a jacked-up fat controller. Which brings me nicely to the white-collar boxing match that some of you may remember. Matt decided he was going to step into the ring. He was so confident. If you ask him, he'll tell you he lost on points or that it was fixed. What he won't tell you is that his opponent was a 9-year-old girl. Still, credit where it's due. He trained with Ben Spears, hitting the pads in Lords Meadow car park, stepped into the ring and proved when Matt commits to something, he gives it absolutely everything he's got, even if he did get knocked out, and the confidence doesn't quite match his skill set. Growing up, Matt thought he was exceptional at everything. He played basketball thinking he was Shaquille O'Neal, although the only thing they shared was a hairy back. Before Grace, he'd give me dating advice, despite being single and not doing particularly well on Grindr. This is also a man who wore a thong in public, worn a dress on a stag, but has ruled out ever wearing an Everton shirt. Make of that what you will. Another story that perfectly sums up Matt's enthusiasm and complete disregard for his own limits comes from when we were kids. Matt, the stocky lad of the group, decided it was a great idea to jump off a playground roundabout after being spun about a dozen times.
Oh, God.
As he leapt off, stumbling like a giraffe learning to walk, he was destined to destroy anything in his path. Unfortunately, that thing he steamrolled turned out to be a small child. The mum even ran over shouting, "You could have killed her!" But I should add, everything was absolutely fine, except Matt's dignity. Grace, from the moment you came into Matt's life, it was obvious how special you were. Having witnessed the constant piss-taking between you both, I've never heard a man speak about someone with such love, admiration and respect. You're the perfect dog mum to little Forrest and Scamp. You're kind, funny, very unapologetically honest, and somehow you balance Matt perfectly. You bring the calm, sometimes the common sense, and the occasional reminder of reality. It's a real credit to your parents, Jackie and Rog, who have done an incredible job raising such a wonderful woman. So thank you. And to the bridesmaids, wherever you are, I think you're all scattered around the room, you all look incredible. And let's all have a shot after this to say thank you for chauffeuring around Grace all these years. And putting up with Matt as well. Matt, as you start this next chapter with Grace, I think I speak for everyone when I say how happy we are for you both and how excited we are to see what the future unholds. Jokes aside, you are my best mate. You've been there through some of my darkest days and the best ones too, and that's something I'll always be grateful for. I've watched you grow from that gobby Scouse lad we met at school into the man you are today, and more importantly, into an incredible father to Roscoe here. Seeing that side of you has been truly special, and it says everything about the kind of man you are. And that's a real testament to Karen and Rob here, who clearly did an amazing job. He has a big heart, strong values, and just enough confidence to believe he's right about everything. I'm sure you'll all agree, seeing Matt and Grace together just makes sense. They laugh together and at each other. They support one another, and they genuinely make each other better people. Grace loves Matt not despite of his love of shark paintings or the Arsene Wenger tattoos, but somehow because of it. And Matt is without doubt a better man with you, Grace. So please stand and raise a glass for Matt and Grace. Oh, or spill it. to a lifetime of love, laughter, patience, and Matt continuing to think he's right when actually Grace is actually right. So newlyweds, cheers. Thank you. Thank you. Can we all make our way to the bar or outside? Because I think obviously they want to clear all this for the dance floor. So yeah, that'd be great. All right.